Good morning and welcome to this module on staffing. The objectives of this lecture are twofold. The first objective is to help the learner to understand the basic features of staffing, its meaning and its significance. The second objective is to help the learner understand the 8-stage process of staffing. What is staffing? Staffing refers to the manner of employing and developing employees to carry out various activities of the organization. Staffing involves various processes like manpower planning, recruitment, training, and wage and benefits administration. Staffing is also a continuous process, and the manager has an eye on the personnel needed by the organization, as some people leave, retire, get promoted, or transferred. As far as the welfare sector is concerned, staffing is an important social welfare administration function. Usually it is handled by a senior level person, namely the human resource manager or the director himself or herself. Staffing involves manning the organization structure through proper and effective selection, appraisal and development of the personnel to fill the roles assigned to the employees or the workforce. According to Henneman and Judge, staffing involves 3 processes, namely acquiring, deploying and retaining. Proper staffing can help create positive impact on organizational effectiveness. Therefore, staffing is the process of attracting, selecting and retaining competent individuals to achieve organizational goals. Ployhart, a scholar in management studies, explains that every organization uses some form of staffing procedure, and staffing is the primary way an organization influences its diversity and human capital. Staffing has several significance. Staffing helps in getting right people for the right job at the right time. It allows the manager to do manpower planning. It contributes to improved organizational productivity. It leads to higher performance of workers. It helps in providing job satisfaction to employees. It assures career advancement of employees. And finally, it maintains merit, harmony and peace in the organization. Now that we have learned about the meaning and significance of staffing, we will move on to understand the process of staffing. The process or the various steps involved in staffing are manpower planning, job analysis, recruitment, selection, placement and induction, training and development, performance appraisal, and finally compensation, promotion and transfer. We will deal about each of these aspects in detail. Manpower planning. Manpower planning is the first process in staffing. According to Fife, manpower planning is a stock-taking and forecasting exercise. It is a diagnostic tool for the managers to make adjustments to meet organizational goals. It is a simple process of estimating the manpower requirement and ensuring that the right number of people at the right positions are available for a project or a position for the organization. To begin with, manpower planning team does a forecast of the manpower needs for the activities currently in vogue in the organization. In doing so, the present and future manpower requirements are ascertained and anticipated so that the quality output can be achieved. Manpower planning considers the crucial elements such as labor turnover, employee absenteeism, etc. Now we move on to job analysis. Job analysis is the second process of staffing. It is an act of identifying the content of the job in terms of the programs, activities and the task involved. Job analysis allows the manager to understand the important task related to the job and necessary human resources needed for the job to be done well. Thus, job analysis involves describing the duties of the incumbent, nature and conditions of the work and the qualifications required for the incumbent for the job to be done well. Job analysis helps the organization to prepare a formal document called as job description, often called as JD. This is useful for both the recruiter as well as the applicant, as they become aware of the job specifications and tasks. Thus, job analysis helps in determining the qualifications, skills and experience required for various positions. It involves both identification of each job in terms of duties and responsibilities and determining the abilities and skills that are required for performing the job. The next stage is recruitment. Recruitment refers to the initial steps in employment of people. It involves searching the suitable candidate for various job positions, finding and attracting suitable applicants, etc. Suppose you are starting a community-based campaign on water harvesting. Then the first step you do is to conduct a manpower assessment and finalize the number of staff needed to make the campaign possible. Let us say that based on the assessment we require a campaign manager, a community organizer, an accountant and many community animators. Now you have to go for recruitment. In the case of the campaign which we are talking about, you need to recruit the campaign manager first. Hence, the first step is to determine the qualification and experience required for the job and then prepare a detailed advertisement. The job requirement or the advertisement can be publicized through various sources, internal and external. Internal sources refers to the own organization. For example, if you want to promote and transfer some of the existing employees to fill this vacant position, then that is called internal source. The major advantage of internal recruitment is that it is easier for the director to fill the vacancies as they are conversant with the abilities and skills of the subordinates and have record of their performance. Employees also feel happy as their work performance is recognized by the management through promotion. External sources refer to recruitment from outside. The various external sources of recruitment are media advertisement, employment websites like DevNet Jobs, campus recruitment from reputed educational institutions and referral from colleagues. The next stage in the process is selection. Selection is the art of choosing the appropriate person from the list of interested candidates for the job. It involves going through the qualification and experience of all the candidates and matching them with the expectation for the job so that we can decide on the most suitable candidate for the job. The entire selection process goes through a number of steps, namely initial screening of the applicants, conducting aptitude test, interview and actual selection of candidates, checking references and issuing appointment letter. What is initial screening of application? Screening involves checking the content of application so as to ascertain the eligibility of the candidate who has applied for the job. Eligibility refers to variables such as age, experience, qualification, etc. Screening is usually done by a screening committee consisting of middle level professionals. Based on screening, a list of eligible candidates for the job is prepared. Candidates not eligible are excluded from further process at this stage only. Candidates who clear the screening process are usually called for an aptitude test conducted by the organization. These tests usually measure the quantitative and qualitative abilities of the candidate. For example, if the job is of a research assistant, it requires high level of analytical skills such as analyzing the census and other quantitative data sets. Therefore, the test to be given should take this into consideration. The test should be able to tell us whether the candidate applying for the job has the required skills to do it. Candidates passing the test are qualified for the next stage. The next stage is interview. It is an important stage in the selection process. Usually, an interview board is constituted for the purpose. The board will have senior executives and external persons as well. The board makes overall assessment of the candidate's suitability of the job through a face-to-face interview. Based on the performance in the face-to-face interview, the best person for the job is selected. But the process does not end here. Checking references is an important next level work. Though appropriate candidates are selected in the previous phase itself, the appointment will be held pending till the references are verified. In case of social work jobs, references from the previous employers and teachers are very important. A medical examination is also conducted for selected candidates in most formal organizations such as government agencies or CSR departments. In most informal organizations, this stage is skipped. The final aspect is issuing the appointment letter. The selected candidates are finally offered to join the organization through a formal appointment letter sent through post and email. The letter contains tasks, annual pay and other benefits and conditions. A relocation time of minimum 10 days to maximum 90 days is given to the selected candidates to join the organization. Once this entire selection phase is over, then the new staff are led to a process called placement and induction. As discussed earlier, the selected candidates in the given time has to join the organization. If the candidate joins within the time limit, then he is set to enter the placement phase. To begin with, he or she should report to the concerned authority as mentioned in the appointment letter and formally joins by giving his or her consent. Sometimes a bond is also executed for a period of 2 or 3 years. Thus, placement refers to the process of candidates joining the position in the organization. Induction or initiation is a related process to placement. Induction is nothing but a practice of introducing the new members to the organization. It is normally a training of 2 to 3 days. Through induction, the new entrants get acquainted and learn to adjust the ways and work and culture of the organization. They also get to know the vision, mission, objectives, organizational structure, strategies and organizational culture of the organization. Though employees work in the organization for a long time in the regular position, training and development is very important. Training and development helps the employees to improve their knowledge and their skills so as to perform their task more effectively. For example, if the candidate is not skilled in Microsoft Office tools, then a training in this component will help them to be more productive at work. There are 2 methods of giving training, namely on the job method and off the job method. On the job method involves coaching, job rotation, learning while working, understudy positions and temporary promotions. Off the job methods include demonstrations, conferences, case discussion and external training. Another important process of staffing is performance appraisal. Performance appraisal is about monitoring and evaluating the performance of employees based on certain indicators. It enables the management to identify the staff who are performing the assigned duties satisfactorily and those who are not, and why. Performance appraisal is thus carried out using a standard questionnaire. Generally, the immediate supervisor does the performance appraisal of his or her subordinates. The final process in staffing is the compensation, promotion and transfer function. Compensation refers to the financial and non-financial rewards given to the employees for their services rendered to the organization. Compensation has two categories, namely primary compensation and supplementary compensation. Primary compensation refers to a fixed amount of pay given every month. It includes wages, salary and allowances paid irrespective of the performance. Supplementary compensation refers to the compensation paid to the employees to motivate him or her. It is also called incentive. After working for a considerable period of time and having put enough service, an employee can also be considered for promotion. Suppose a person joins a college as a lecturer and completes 10 to 15 years of service, he or she is eligible to promotion. Accordingly, promotion refers to the advancement of an employee to a higher level or position. In many cases, senior level people in the organization get a transfer after working in the region or the state for a certain period of time. Transfer refers to a type of job change where any employee is assigned a different job of the same rank or a higher rank with the same pay or with a higher pay. Transfer enables the employees to gain more experience, which helps them in their career advancement. We have now come to the end of this lecture. Let's do a small recap of what we have learned so far. We learned that staffing is the process of attracting, selecting and retaining competent individuals. We understood that staffing offers job satisfaction and assures the career advancement of employees. We also found out about various steps in staffing such as manpower planning, job analysis, recruitment, selection, placement and induction, training and development, performance appraisal, compensation, promotion and transfer. Hope that this lecture was useful to you. We will meet in another module. Thank you.